Now that's a motherfucking bong hit. Greetings from Podcastville. It's Wednesday, the 26th of February. It's almost over. The guest today is the Queen, Miss Chelsea Skidmore.
What's up?
What's up with you, man?
Dude, I'm just happy to be here. I'm sore. Sore as fuck. Been working out pretty hard the past couple days.
Why? What's going on?
We're going to Hawaii in a month, and it's like a fucking countdown clock for me to get in shape and be looking good. We're going with Steven's family. So, I've been dicking around the past year in marriage, just packing on some pounds, not working out as hard, and I need to look good. So I've been doing some hardcore workouts the past couple of days, and I got a little bit of time left. So
okay. When is the Hawaiian extravaganza?
middle of March.
With the whole family?
Yeah.
You like his family?
They're cool. They're very nice. It should be interesting to go on I haven't gone on a family vacation a really long time. He has a very normal family. Like, I come from a dysfunctional family. His family is just like, they're just like nice, normal people.
They hang out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do little vacations together.
Yeah. No one's getting drunk and crying. Like, it's good vibes.
Good vibes. Good
So
vibes. You married well.
Yeah, I did.
You married well. And it's good. Sometimes that person makes you a lot better. That family influence is pretty good to have. But no, I was just thinking about you the other day. I thought about you a lot because we worked together in Tempe. We had a smoke and 6 shows. And I just wanted to tell you that you impressed me more than what I thought you were going to impress me.
Really?
Yeah, like you really impressed the shit out of me as a feature act. Like you were a lot better than I thought you were going to be. Like I've only seen you at the store doing bits and pieces. But I got to hear you. It's really weird how I judge comics. I could just listen. I've been doing it for that long. There's a scene in The Sopranos when Christopher Moltisanti brings Hesh music, and he's like, I'm telling you, that's good music. And Hesh is like, that sucks. And you think the guy's being arrogant. After somebody's been doing something for 25 years, they know what the fuck is going on. I could hear. I could hear. I've been trained to hear up to the last minute. I know when you're bombing. I know when you control them, when you don't say anything to let them settle. But you were phenomenal. You exceeded all my expectations. And if you're really looking to be a fucking stand-up, you found your calling, I think.
Wow.
And
Thank you.
Because you made me think about a lot of things. You made me think about a lot of things that I call injustices towards comedians. But they're injustices towards comedians, but comedians also have to get balls to do it. You asked me something. You said, did you have a lot of hard times trying to get work when you were a feature act? Absolutely. The truth of the matter was, and I'll say it right now, the truth of the matter was that when I started featuring heavy after 2000, I had already been on the road for 9 years. I had already been on the road for like 6 years, but I had been a regular at the store for like 3 years, so my confidence is really up. So here I am trying to feature, and the excuse for not following because he's going to blow your fucking doors out was that I was too dirty. Instead of just saying, I can't follow this bitch. I can't follow. He's been rehearsing for 20 minutes for the last 3 years at a place where he has to follow Paul Mooney and Eddie Griffin and Andrew Dice Clay. What do you think is going to happen in that room in Grand Rapids, Michigan in front of 220 people? So after 2000, I had a really hard time getting feature work. Nobody wanted to fucking follow me. It's too much fucking work. Richard Jennings stepped up to the pump. He just said, don't say fuck. And I'm like, I could deal with that. Say anything else I want to say. Monkey, punch you in the fucking vagina. Anything I wanted to say, just don't say fuck. He was one of the rare guys. Then Rogan stepped up to the pump. But besides that, there weren't too many people. Because when you're dirty, okay, so if I go out there and I start throwing heat and I'm saying fuck, if you go up there for a pussy comic, he's going to say, well, she's going to say fuck before me, and it's going to lessen the intensity of my fucks. Those are all excuses. And guess what? I've given myself those excuses myself. Guilty as charged. It's all bullshit. You go up there and you don't worry about who's in front of you. You don't give a fuck. You go up there and you worry about yourself. If you sit back there and watch that comic and let that comic get into your head, you're losing this battle. If you look behind the curtain and see people with white hair, like I remember when I was a young comic and I'd see people with white hair, I'd panic, or it was always the crowd. This is just about you. You know what? If she says fuck, you go up there and your fuck has to be a lot better. That's it. That's it. But there's so many taboos to that question that you asked me, and I couldn't answer you that day because people kept knocking on the door. What music do you want? Are you hungry yet? You really can't get into a conversation. But those are the taboos of being a dirty feature, that nobody will fucking work with you, because there's some people who would just, listen, if you go up on stage and start talking about the fetus of an aborted baby, that's not funny.
No. That's like
you're trying to shock
value. Yeah.
And you're trying to burn them out. You're trying to really burn them out. They could have just stayed home and watched the fucking movie Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just stay home and watch Don't Fuck with Cats and get depressed by myself. But there's people who are actually dirty and they got something to fucking say. And I don't care if it's about their vagina or their asshole. When I when I call that booker and I tell him I'm the headliner, if Chelsea goes on stage and goes, well, something funny happened to me on the way here, and all of a sudden you rip your clothes off and you put a sparkler in your pussy and you shoot octane flames at it, and if you do that for 19 and a half minutes, I better think of something to follow in those 19 and a half minutes. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Joe better run to the gas station and get gasoline and douse on himself and light his feet on fire. You have to do something.
Yeah.
That's why you hire that feature act, to make you work a little harder, to remind you that you just don't want to go up there and just do your thing. I want to look at that feature act. I want to bounce something off her. I want to work off her. And you were very good.
Thank you.
We can end the podcast right now. That's what I wanted to tell you.
No, I appreciate that. And like, it's great going with you because I really feel like I could do me. Because, you know, I've opened up or featured for other comics. And in the past, like, so the first time I opened for a comic was Anthony Jeselnik, like 5 years ago. It was at Largo. I was so excited to do it. He was one of my favorite comics at the time. I still really like him, but I used to be a lot darker back then. And I was like, I'm going to do like all my dark jokes. And I opened, I got like 5 applause breaks in 10 minutes. Like, you know, as the opener, like they fucking loved it. I was so dark and like, it was like incredible. And then after that, he was like, and I, you know, nothing against him, but he was like, you can't open for me again. And I was like so disappointed and like sad. I was depressed and I was like, damn, like I thought this was like, I thought I did great. And he's like, you're too similar to me. You can't do that. And I was like really heartbroken. And, you know, I didn't open for anyone for a little bit. And then Bobby started taking me out and he would say, you know, you can't start off so dirty. You have to, you know, so I would add some fluff in, and, you know, some of it would just be like fucking just, you know, just to start off easy and then get into it. But like going with someone like you, it feels so good as a comic to just be yourself, to just do you, to do what you want to do and what you shine at. And like, I really appreciate that you allow me to do that, or anyone else, you know, that you let people do what they want to do. And I truly feel like I could go out there and I'm not worried about what you're thinking, just as long as I set you up and do a good job. But like that I'm not being policed and I don't have to be nervous and I can relax. It's like, it's the best.
I don't like anything. Okay, you got to remember, I got thrown out of Catholic school. I went home and my mom said to me, there's 2 ways to do this. There's your way and there's my way. I'm going to let you do your way for as long. Once you fuck up, it's my way. So I learned to do it my way. Right now, I'm not going to change. Even in my married life, I love my wife. My wife knows she better not fucking ever call the comedy store looking for me. Don't ever ask me what time I'm coming home. My wife knows better over the years. And it's not like a control thing. It's just, I don't know. So when it comes to rules, I'm not big on rules.
Yeah.
All right. So if I'm not big on rules, why would I impede rules on somebody who's working with me? I had a gift. That I met a guy named Joe Rogan who told me, go up there and light them on fire. There's not too many people who tell you that. There's not too many people. That's the religion of comedy. Somewhere along the line, people get that religion of comedy confused. Yes. Now we're at different situations also. People paying $35 for a ticket. I want you to be, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, put on a show.
I'm from the old school. I want the MC to do a good job. I want you to go out there and level them and set them up for me. And that's it. You know, I don't think I've ever told anybody not to do a joke because I don't have the balls to. Unless it's like a joke that you've been doing for 8 years. And it's like it's time to retire this motherfucker. And even then, I just won't talk to you no more because if nothing has happened to you in 8 years, how interesting of a human being are you? You know, material is based off what you're going through at a time. So when I see a person do a joke for 2 years, you're telling me nothing has happened in 2 years. I don't care whether you shot a special or not. That material should still be held to. But you should be giving me some more from time to time. I want you to kill. I want you to do those, whatever. So you look at 20-minute set, you're going to flamingle 6 new minutes in there. You're going to flamingle it. That's a new word.
Yeah.
I don't even know
I was
what
nodding
that
along
word.
with it. I wasn't sure what it meant, but I was like...
Flamingle means 1 minute here, 3 more minutes of good stuff, 2 minutes here, and then 2 minutes at the end. And you're like, damn, that worked.
Yeah.
You know? I mixed them with the other stuff. I hit it. I hid it in bushes. You learn how to become a sniper, how to hide in bushes, how to throw this joke in between these two, and it didn't work. Boom, now you close that gap up. You didn't lose anything, you know. So that's what you learn along the way.
Yeah,
I could never go up to somebody and say, "Don't do that joke anymore," unless it's just something like I'm trying to think back if I have, but no, I like women opening up for me because a high percentage of people that come to my shows are women who bring their boyfriends to be nice to them. It's like, you know, me taking you to fucking see Cher in New York, you know.
And the guy fucking comes along. Yeah.
Do I want to see fucking Cher in New York at some fucking play? Not really. But if Bon Jovi's going to sing a song in the beginning, at least I get something out of it. If he sings Wanted, Dead or Alive, after that, I can take an edible and make believe I'm having a good time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I like to mix it up. I like women in front of me. I don't want an all 3 guy fucking lineup. So women feel fucking lonely enough. Now I got to make you feel lonely. They got to hear 42, 90 minutes of dick stuff. That's not fair to women either, you know?
Yeah.
So I like mixing it up.
Yeah, and I really try to connect with the women, too. I mean, like, I'll tease the guys, sort of, but I really try to connect with the women on everything. So it's like, you know, so we're having an experience as well.
Everybody's having a fucking experience.
Yeah, I know. But, like, so, you know, I know that I normally, like, love doing crowd work, but I know that, you know, you prefer just to do jokes only and not to do crowd work. So I was like, fuck, I can't. I was a little in my head about it. I was like, I can't do it. Just stick to the set. And it was totally fine. But I just find a way of you know, because I feel like I need to, some comics, you know, they just look straight out and they don't like look at anyone. I have to like connect with people and I'll like deliver something to someone. So like, I just found a way to make it work by just.
No, I look at people in the front rows.
Yeah.
I look at people everywhere. The problem with talking to audiences on the road, you know how it is at the store. It's kind of taboo in LA. Like that's number one taboo in LA.
Unless you're Rick,
you know. But I know, like there was one other guy that used to come to the store. He used to write in the Tonight Show. He used to do a lot of off the top stuff, and they would always put him up at 9:15 and shit like that. But when you get to LA, rule number one is stop talking to the fucking audience. You know, that was rule number one in 1998 when the industry came to see you. Stop talking to the fucking audience. You know, there's industry that they don't want to see you talking to the fucking audience. So I lost that then. It's not that I don't do it. I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
For 10 years of my life, that's what I did. I didn't write material. I had 8 minutes up front, and the rest was talk to the audience.
Yeah.
And when you get to the Comedy Store, that shit don't fly. Mitzi Shore don't go for that shit. You know, and then...
Were you the one who told me the story about opening for Kinnison?
No.
Who was it? Oh, maybe that was Josh Wolf. He, I think, went to Texas and opened for Kinnison, and he had like 5 minutes of material and did 30 minutes of crowd work, and everyone was just like hating him the whole time, like booing him and throwing, but he just kept just like talking to like one person in the on. Okay.
No, it's weird. It's just weird. So that's why. It's not that I don't like it. Late show, you can't talk to the audience. They're drunk.
Yeah.
You cause a war. So these are the things you learn as a host. When you're hosting, these are the things you learn as a feature. This is where experience comes in. The 8 o'clock show is a lot different than the 10 o'clock show. And that 12 o'clock show, don't start talking to them. Go out there and machine gun that shit. That's why the midnight shows, that like they asked me, do you want to do a midnight show in Tempe? Fuck no. Because first off, you don't remember your material. You don't know if you did that joke or not. It's horrible. It's horrible.
And everyone's fucking drunk.
And everybody's drunk.
Yeah.
And it's like and every minute that goes past 5, like goes past midnight, it's a worse fucking show. It's the worst show in America. So that's why I'd rather not fucking do it.
Yeah.
So 10 o'clock talking to people, and 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock talking to people, and 9:30 talking to people is 2 different shows. You know, so these are all little things you learn, you pick up along the way and go, oh, I never thought about that. You know, that's why I hate working clubs that run late. I don't like clubs that run late. I get the 10-minute late. I get to hold the door for 5 minutes. There's still people in line. But if I'm doing a 9:15 show and we start that show at 10, I'm not coming back to your club. Because guess who that gets put on? Me. That 45 minutes, that's 1 extra minute I got to work harder to get them because they've been standing on line. They've been pissed. They've been standing out in shitty weather. You know, they couldn't do coke outside. They couldn't whatever the fuck they're doing, they couldn't do. So now I got to work a different angle.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like places that run their clubs. I like them on time. Boom.
Yeah, one of the late shows, I went to the bathroom when you were on, and there was a girl who had like alcohol poisoning in the bathroom on the ground, sitting on the ground, throwing up in the toilet. She had to be like taken out. And I was like, damn, I've never seen someone that drunk at a show, but I guess it's a late show. You know, she's been fucking drinking all day.
They get together at 6.
Yeah.
They don't know. They start at 6. They think it's cute.
Yeah, it's like, who's partying that hard for a comedy show? Don't you want to hear the material?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I guess some people do.
Some people, you know, it happens that you ever go to a concert and you walk out and there's people barfing. They timed it wrong.
Yeah, but that feels different to me, a concert, because you're just kind of like, you don't need to really process. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like, I feel like you could be really fucked up at a concert. I guess it depends on how you take in the music.
Yeah, it's always something fucking weird. So when you came in here, we keep it current in here. You know, we try to. And this was something that was really, I talked a lot about it. I thought he wouldn't get convicted.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought rape is very hard to prove. And especially when you have women protecting you. Like if you get women attorneys, fucking women turn vicious on women. You know, it's ugly, but you're trying to keep your client out of jail. But women against women, that's the worst fight there ever is. So I knew that it was going to be down. It was going to be an uphill, but they got him. You know, he fucked over a lot of people. Everybody knew about it. I don't want people to think that nobody knew what was going on. Yeah. Everybody was in on it, you know, and then you came in and blew my mind with a bombshell fucking story that he whacked off in front of you. When he came, what did he do?
Well, I only remember one time, and it wasn't in a... I never saw him come into a... We're talking about Harvey Weinstein. Right. For those of you who don't know who we're talking about. He came on the floor, on the carpet.
And did he get dizzy or anything?
No. It was backwards? No. I just saw him come on... He came onto the carpet and just left it there.
And he kept talking to you like nothing happened?
That time, it was like the last time I ever saw him, and it was
let's break it down.
Okay.
All right, so you get here. The year is
2013.
Okay, you're 26.
I'm 26.
You're hot to trot.
I'm hot. I moved to LA. I want to be an actor, stand up. I had been doing some open mics in New York, but came out here, for the whole thing. And the first weekend I got here, I did a photo shoot. I was living with a Russian supermodel at the time. And she was like, you have to do photo shoots. It helps you with your career. And I was so dumb and naive. I was like, okay. But today I'm like, how the fuck is that going to help me? I see these girls who waste their time doing photo shoots on their fucking Instagram. And it's like, why you write a joke? You know what I mean? Like, why are you fucking getting dolled up and spending $500 on hair and makeup and doing a photo shoot? Like that, I don't know. Anyways, it's fun sometimes. But so I did this shoot with this guy, this photographer who was very good, did a lot of like sexy photos. And he was like, oh, you have to meet this producer.
Did he charge you?
No, he didn't. I think he was a perv though. I think he just wanted to see me in lingerie. It was like lingerie shit. Again, I don't know how this shows out was funny, but so he goes, I got this producer I want to introduce you to. He'll really like you. He ended up producing Requiem for a Dream, which was one of my favorite movies growing up. I had it on VHS. I was so excited to meet him. And so I'm texting with the guy. He goes, come meet me right now. I was like, okay. So I met him for coffee after the shoot. I was like, oh my God, this is like all happening so fast kind of vibe. So I'm hanging out with him. We're having coffee. And he's like, you're so funny. You know who would really like you? Harvey Weinstein. And I was like, Harvey Weinstein? And he was like, yeah. He was like, I could introduce you. Like, he loves meeting young actresses. And I was like, okay. So a couple days later, I'm fucking meeting him at the Peninsula. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've been in LA for a week. I'm already meeting Harvey Weinstein. I'm having a great fucking week. I'm doing LA right. And I get there, I walk into the lobby and he's in the bar with like two female assistants and they're drinking coffee and stuff. And he's like, let's have the meeting upstairs. And I'm like, great. I figure he needs privacy. He's Harvey Weinstein. Like, he doesn't want to have a meeting in front of all these people. People are going to be coming up to him. I think nothing of it. We go up in the elevator. We're in the elevator and he looks over at me and he goes, how old are you? And I was like, 22. And he goes, no, you're not. And I was like, 26. He goes, that's more like it. So we get up to the room. We're hanging out. And I'm telling him about myself. And he goes, I want you to write a sitcom for me about two girls living in LA. And like, dumb idea. But at the time, I'm like, okay. He's probably just spitting out what I want to hear. So then he goes in the bathroom. He comes back. He's in a robe. And I'm like, oh, okay. He might be getting ready for a shower. It's time for me to go. And then he's just like, can you give me a massage? And I'm just like, I'm so bad at massages. I'm not good at them. So he gets like a little annoyed. And then he just takes his dick out and starts jacking off. And I'm just like sitting there like there wasn't much of a transition in between that. And I didn't say anything because like to me, like this first time, like I wasn't outraged. Like it was almost like funny to me. Like, okay, And then he was like, so he just jacks off and I sat there kind of in shock. And then he was like, write that. And then he comes. I don't remember that particular, but I'm assuming he came. And then he was like, okay, write that pilot for me. And I was like, okay. And then I just left. And I didn't see him for a while. He texted me a couple times, but it kind of just like nothing happened. So I didn't really think much of that. I was like that. It was more like that was weird. I wasn't like I was outraged at first. I was just like, that was a weird fucking day. You know what I mean? So a couple months go by and I ended up going to the Cannes Film Festival. I was dating a studio executive for Paramount and he took me with him to Sundance, to Cannes. It was very fun. And we see Harvey there, he's like all over. And he was like, hey, like come by my hotel like tomorrow afternoon for lunch. And I was like, I'm not going up to your room again. And he was like, no, we're just gonna have coffee downstairs. And I was like, okay, all right. So I go there, he's downstairs in a meeting and he's like, I forgot something upstairs. And I was like, okay, I'll wait down here. He's like, no, just come with me. And there was like an assistant with him. So I was like, okay, like maybe this is gonna be okay. So we go upstairs and then he starts getting weird. And he's like he's doing weird shit now to his assistant when I'm just sitting there. And I can't, like, he's trying to, you know, make her like kiss him or something or do something like that. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go. And he's like, no. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna go. So I ended up leaving. I see him like the next night out at a party. He's like, come sit with us. The guy I was kind of dating, we were all like hanging out together. It was fun. It was no big deal. We party hopped around. We went to like clubs and shit. Couple months later, then I see him in LA and he's like texting me to come back. Or maybe it was like a year later or something. He's texting me to come back. And I was like, no, I'm not going to come back. Because at this point, I know what the deal is. And he's like, no, it's not like that. I'm going to get you an audition. So I don't see him. He gets me an audition for this movie. What was the boxing movie with Jake Gyllenhaal? Southpaw,
yeah.
Southpaw. So he gets me this audition for Southpaw. Someone in his office. Oh, I had a meeting with someone at his office. They're like, make sure you call us after the audition, you know, to like seal the deal kind of thing. Nothing ended up happening with it. Maybe I didn't have a good audition. And then like, you know, a couple months go by. I like send him a stand-up tape. Looking back, it was so fucking bad. You know, like those first stand-up tapes you get?
Oh, that's terrible.
I can't believe I sent that to him. Not that it fucking matters now, but he was like, I loved that YouTube thing you did. he was like, you know, work on your half hour. I'm going to get everyone in town in a room together to watch you and like, you know, watch you do like a half hour or something. He, you know, promising me things. So, you know, trying to get together with me. And then finally he sees this movie, Don't Think Twice, Mike Birbiglia's movie, the improv movie. And he's like, come by the Peninsula. I was like, no, I'm not going to come by. And he's like, no, I just saw this movie. I'm thinking about turning it into a series. This is your world. Let's talk about it. He's like, I'm having drinks with people on the roof, people you should meet. And then I'm like, fuck. And, you know, a voice inside me was like, don't go. But I was like, I don't know. At the same, I was like, I have to see. I don't know. I was dumb. I look back and I feel bad for my younger self. That I you know, fucking dumb. So I get there. I go up to the top floor where everyone's supposed to be for drinks. He's outside the elevator. He goes, we're going downstairs. I was like, no. I thought we were going outside. He was like, we are. But I forgot something downstairs. Just come with me. And I'm like, no, I'll wait here. And then he does like the dick like thing when he's like kind of like condescending, like I'm dumb. Like, no, just what are you doing? Like, come downstairs. And I'm like, okay. You know, I was like nervous. And then we go down there and he's like, come sit with me on the bed. I was like, no, I don't want to. And I had like an attitude this time. Like I was fucking done with his shit. And I'm like sitting on the couch and then he walks off into the other room, comes back completely naked. And I'm like, I'm going. And he goes, no, come over here. And I was like, no, I'm leaving. And then he grabs me like this. He goes, just stand next to me in front of the mirror. And he pulled me, made me stand next to him in front of the like long bathroom mirror. And he fucking jacks off and comes all over the carpet. And then I grabbed my purse and I left. And I like got my car and was like hysterically crying. And just like my life changed after that day. Cause I just never made a dumb mistake like that again. And like, I get all of that is crazy. Like I look back and I'm like, how could you be so stupid? But I don't know what I'm an addict. Like I'll do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Like I'll put my hand on a fucking hot stove like 5 times before I'm like, okay, I keep getting burned. So that's like basically the gist of what happened. And then, you know, a couple years went by and all this stuff started coming out. And I felt like really emotional about it. And everyone's like, come forward. And I paused on it for 2 days. I called up someone at the Washington Post who was writing a big article about it. And I told her my story. And then I was a part of all of those like little articles. All these different news sources picked it up. And while all of that was going on when it first happened, I felt like very emotional over it. It felt like it brought up a lot of trauma for me. And I was like a wreck. Like, I just like, so then I just stopped talking about it. And people would always, you know, since then, for the past 2 years, people have been messaging me about it, or maybe the past 4 years, I think now, or 3, however long it's been going on for, have been messaging me, trying to get me to talk about it. And truthfully, I never wanted to talk about it again. And I never like, because I just felt, for one, embarrassed. 2, I didn't want to like bring up the trauma again. But this morning, when I saw that he was guilty and in jail, I felt like a little bit of freedom that I could talk about it today on the pod, you know? But like, I don't know. That's basically it.
Now, here, let's take this a little bit deeper now. Let's say you would have run home that afternoon and called the cops and said, I just went over to Harvey's. He jerked off from in front of me. They would have written up a report, and you would have never heard from them again. How many girls do you think that happened to in Beverly Hills or in L.A.?
Yeah, I don't.
It happened to you just in a week.
Yeah.
Think of what he was running with and what he was playing with. I thought he would get acquitted or beat it and then write a book about the girls that did sleep with him. Who in Hollywood did sleep with him. Like that would be his next move, to really say a fuck you to Hollywood. Let me tell you who did sleep with me. Let me tell you who doesn't deserve this Academy Award.
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure there's so many other people.
No, I heard that there were. But here's what to add to this. Like, you know I love you to death. Yeah. But you're a woman of the world. Yeah. You know, this ain't your first rodeo.
Oh, and
I mean, you're New York City trained, fucking mafia club danced.
Yeah.
And
I came from that world. So this wasn't as shocking to me until the third time when it just wrecked me.
But here's the other thing that I'm thinking about. Like, this is why I hated that desperado feeling, like that feeling of succeeding here, because it does make you do things like that. You know, how many women, if he got one woman a day to go up there, the odds are in his favor. 3 of them are going to suck his dick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was a weekly
thing. And 1 week, 4 of them are going to suck his dick. But it's going to go from 3 to 4 women a week if he brings one up there every afternoon. What if he brings one up there every night?
Yeah.
Goes to a party. You know, the Annabella score. You know, I mean, when it comes to Hollywood, all bets are off. Because this could have never happened anywhere else. Except here, where you go back to a party and he re-rapes you. It was just too much.
Yeah.
It was just too much. But this could only happen here.
Yeah.
This could only happen in this type of, like, agent sent you to meet with him.
Yeah, this really big producer, a separate guy, set me up at a meeting with this really big production company who made every, like, awesome comedy that I grew up on. And I had a meeting with the development executive, and I walked in there and he goes, "Are those your real tits?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought this was a professional meeting. And this was in his office with people like walking around on the other side of the glass. And he goes, "Stand up, do a little spin. I want to see your body." I was so fucking shocked that happened. That felt like, you know, like I've had like millions of things like that happen in my first year here. And then it like broke me and something snapped and I was like, never again. And I'm a little grateful in a way because it kicked me into high gear and I've never worked fucking harder after that, you know? And I was like, I'm doing the dumb girl thing where I think if I have a meeting with someone and something gets handed to me because I'm cute, like, it's like, no, do the fucking work. Like, it's not like I wasn't doing the work, but it was like a mindset switch. You know,
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's like you know, girls being like always handed free drinks, and you're just like one of those dumb girls. You know, fast life, and then like reality sets in, and it's like, okay, I can't live like this anymore, and like be a part of that like mentality and scene of people who operate like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not just girls. Like if Harvey Weinstein was gay, and I invited straight guys up there.
Yeah,
there'd be hundreds of straight guys. No, like it's because you think your dream's coming true, so you're willing to.
Yeah, it feels like, you know I'm from New York. I'm smart, but like I could be, you know, I was so dumb You know, it felt like I was right out of fucking Wizard of Oz. Like, what? Huh? Like, it's weird. It's almost like, I don't know if it's like denial or like just hopeful that something else, this isn't it. It's crazy.
I didn't see the mystique of Hollywood until I saw Never Never Land. That's when I got it.
Finding Neverland?
Yeah, whatever.
The Michael Jackson thing? Yeah.
Because, you know, you take two people from Simi Valley, wherever the parents were from, hardworking Americans, you know, and then Michael Jackson steps into your life. And next thing you know, do you want to go on tour? Well, you know, I could see me saying, hey, do you want to go to Tempe? That's one thing. You want to go to fucking Australia and bring your husband and bring everybody on the fucking floor you want, and then, you know, to see how they got caught up. Who would think Michael Jackson would molest my kid?
Yeah.
Well, do you mind if he sleeps in the room? I mean, other kids are going to be in there too. And your kid's coming up to you going, please, please, daddy, please, daddy. And you're like, I guess so. You know, I mean, you get caught up. People got mad at the parents, and I got a little upset when I watched it.
I did too.
But you have to really think about what goes on here, how it goes into your psyche. The bottom line is, if you move here and you're not prepared for this, they'll eat you up and spit you out. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible business. And as a woman, you got to be on top of your fucking game every day, and you got to do like Clemenza told whatever. You got to stop guys like they should have stopped Hitler at Munich. First move.
Yeah.
First disrespect. Whoa. Before we even go any further, you say something like that again, I'll smack you in the fucking Jersey style. And the whole thing changes because this is not a town. This is not a town where people accept responsibility. Now you become difficult to work with.
Totally. Which, like,
that's the term. Oh, you're difficult to work with. Why? Because I wouldn't suck your dick. Because I wouldn't let you say to me, nice ass. Because I wouldn't let you say, come here, let me spank you in the ass real quick. Nobody's watching. If you speak up for yourself in this town, for people who don't know, you become a term that's called difficult to work with.
Yeah.
That means the director could say to you, you look stupid in that blouse. And you have to accept it. Where you being from Jersey would go, tell your mother to suck my dick. And he go,
yeah.
You know, and then, you know, but now you're difficult to work with. And when you go to your agent and your agent goes, what happened? And you go, he told me I had nice tits. I told him to suck my dick. Well, you can't tell, you know, Jocko Giacomazzi to suck your dick. Well, I just did. And 3 or 4 people are going to go, shame on you, whatever your fucking name is, Chelsea, for telling Jocko Giacomazzi to suck your dick. But there's going to be one guy's going to go, fucking good for you. Now I'm going to put you in all my fucking movies.
Yeah.
Because that guy's a fucking punk. Thank God you told that motherfucker. And that's the problem that we don't have.
Yeah.
That when we come here with green, we want to do good. You know, your parents are breaking your balls. What's going on out there? I just sent you another $800 for the rent.
Yeah.
Well, I met with George Clooney last night. We did an orgy with Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to put me in his next Army movie. Fuck, you know, you got that pressure kind of. So listen, and I tell people all the time, when I did The Longest Yard, I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank the Kool-Aid. There was a couple months that I drank the Kool-Aid.
In what way?
I don't know. I didn't. I believe that more things would have happened in my career. I thought that I had moved up a notch. I really drank the Kool-Aid, and then it was tough to accept. And what pissed me off was where I was from. Guys like me don't drink the Kool-Aid. We see it for what the fuck it is. And ever since that, I never drank the Kool-Aid again. I remembered that before this whole thing of comedy and acting and movies and this whole life, that I'm a man, I'm a husband and a father. And you have to respect me from that perspective. That acting stand-up shit, you talk to me the wrong way, you're going out a fucking window.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't. And I did it. Like, I went at a director one time, and it was tremendous. And now I just go at them if I don't agree. And I'm not saying I'm hard to work with. What I'm saying is I don't take shit. Talk to me the right way. Just because you got a little hat and a parrot on your jacket and a tattoo of a fucking sailor with your sleeve up. You know, there's a couple lesbos.
You had a pirate director?
Oh, I've worked with,
Yeah.
I've been on a set with a lesbo that's confused with the military haircut.
Yeah.
With the little Chinese lesbo next to her, and they're real artistic because they take a picture of a cigarette burning in an ashtray. You can suck my dick with your lesbo attitude. I'm the Captain Kirk of this fucking enterprise. You understand me?
Yeah.
So get the fuck out of my... There's all of them. They come from all directions.
Yeah.
One of the first people I ever worked for, one of the best directors I worked for is the girl from Married with Children.
Oh, yeah,
Other
yeah.
girl.
Katie Siegel?
She no, the
Christine
other,
Applegate.
the other one, the neighbor's wife.
Oh, Ted.
She directed me in Mad TV. Ask Nicole Garcia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she
Oh,
directed
that's funny.
me. She was the first director. She was phenomenal.
Marcy was her character's
I didn't even
name.
know she was a lesbian in real life.
Uh-huh.
But then I did 10 projects after that, where the lesbian is smoking like out of a fucking French cigarette. And, she comes over to you with orders. And I would tell them, do me a favor, take a fucking hike. And you would have seen their faces. Like, I was okay till about 2002. And then I started seeing it for what it was. And I was still polite. And then after the longest shot, I just went AWOL because I got lied to. For years, I got, Lee, we're going to hire you for this movie. There's no money this time. But you're going to fall off the building and do this. You got to be there Sunday at 6. You got to bring your own dry cleaning. You got to stitch yourself up. And we're going to hire you on the next one. And then they do a next one, and there's nothing for Lee. Then you bump into the guy at Ralph's, and he makes believe like he doesn't know you.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times that happened, Lee.
Yeah, that.
Where I sacrificed my life for 3 days. I turned down a comedy store gig, $15 to do your stupid short film. And then once you sell your short film and you get money, you don't use me. Now you go use Steve Sharippa. But when you needed me for the mob scene, you were all over me when it was for free. Now that you have money, you don't pay me. So now everybody has to pay.
Yeah.
Like after 2000, there's no short film. Okay? Like, yeah, but it only pays $100 a day. Listen, it's your dream, isn't it? When you approach with this movie was paying scale. Now it's paying $100 a day. This is your dream. That's your problem, not mine. If this is how you want to portray your dream, by paying actors $100 a day and them doing a shitty job, and you're gonna wait till you get all the fucking money, go get all the financing, and come back. But I've done 1,000 projects that were do this one for free. I remember doing a fucking, what's those things you do for free that it's like me saying to you, go a spec. I still remember doing a spec commercial for somebody on a Friday night when it was fucking freezing and they didn't pay us, so you had to do it on Friday night at 10 at some cemetery, what looked like a cemetery because his buddy dug a hole.
Yeah.
And it was me and another gangster. And we just finished throwing the body in the hole, and we're about to dig it up. And I go to him, go inside and get a lighter for the cigarette. And he goes in. This is a true story, guys. Guy goes in, and the battery's dead because we left the lights on. And it's like, don't get stuck in this position. Use Sears batteries. So it's two gangsters digging up a body, and then they realize the battery's dead because the lights. I did that spec script. That guy fucking told me that he had him, the company, his brother-in-law. Do you know they shot that fucking commercial? With the same casting director who called me for it for free. And even the guy that did it with me called me and he goes, Tommy, you're not watching the fucking whatever game.
Yeah.
I just saw that. And that was the day I was like, I'm done.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
2 a.m. for free. And then when he got the financing, he used 2 other mafia actors.
That's
I
fucked
got
up.
1,000 of those, by the way.
Yeah.
I got 1,000. So the stand-up world, that's a complete different mindfuck. Wait till you touch into the acting world.
Yeah.
The acting world is completely different. They'll tell you whatever you need to hear.
Yeah.
A short film, I work at this. You know how many movies I did that you already had the movie sold? You already had the movie sold. Your brother works at Paramount. The movie's sold. And all of a sudden you get it added, and all of a sudden I get a call, hey, do you know anybody at YouTube that can put my movie on YouTube? You're like, what happened to fucking CBS?
Yeah.
Oh, my cousin got fired. I worked for free for 11 days driving to Simi Valley or some shit. I've been burnt here 1,000 times, gentlemen.
It's like, or like people pumping you up, like they want you for something. And it's like, you came to me with this, so excited. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then you just never call. And it's like, what was the point of fucking just blowing my head up like that? Like, why do it to begin with and get me all excited? And then like a week later, nothing happened. Yeah,
the stand-up world is one fucking armpit of a world. And then you get into the acting world, which is even worse in a way. Like, I don't like it at all. And, like we discussed in the beginning, people act like you're going to sit there. You're going to fucking look me in the face and tell me all those years, not one security guard saw a girl leave Cosby's trailer with her legs dragging. You want to look me in the face and tell me that? That's fine. You want to look me in the face and tell me about listen, Harvey Weinstein's a piece of shit. People have been doing that in Hollywood for years. They'll continue to do it even though there's a Me Too act, because it's like drugs. There's always a market for it. If me, you, your husband, Lee, Joe Rogan, all of us get together and we go, we're not working Johnny's Comedy Club. There's always going to be one person who's going to work Johnny's Comedy Club. Yeah.
So I already could think of who.
So our mission is fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So our mission is not complete. This, he went to jail today. I mean, they reprimanded him, the whole thing. They threw him behind bars. This shit still fucking is terrible in L.A.
Yeah, I wonder if he just threw the walker and was like, all right, I don't need this anymore. Like, I'm fucking guilty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
how he was walking with the fucking walker? He's like, fuck this. Like, for the sob story.
I mean, what a fucking Hollywood disaster.
Yeah. I am really glad though. I stopped following like the story, the whole news story of everything going on. But like it's weird. It's like, but when you hear that he was guilty and acquitted, it's like, oh, I don't know. It just like makes you kind of like breathe easy in a way. Like, I don't have to like, I don't know. It felt like some big secret before. And now I'm just like, all right. Yeah, he's done.
He's still going to do 20 years.
Yeah. But when he's locked up, it's like, oh, I feel like now if I say something, like, it's not going to matter.
No.
Like, it's not, there is still that little part in me that's like, so, like I was saying, like, all these, like, news people kept, like, emailing me. They would hit up my manager, wanting to talk to me. And I didn't want to add more shit that would pop up on Google for my name. Because I didn't want to be difficult, or she's a narc, or like she's difficult. She's going to make a big deal about something. Like I still, even after everyone saying how fucked up it is, it's like, I don't want people to look me up and be like, oh, she's one of those fucking girls. Like
the Moonies.
Dude, the Moonies lived in my neighborhood. There was a fucking Mooney like property in my like cul-de-sac. There was like a lake and a fucking Mooney house and a Mooney church. You're talking about the Church of Reverend. Yeah.
Sung Young Moon?
Yeah.
Sung Young Moon?
Reverend. Yeah. How weird is that? I didn't really know I didn't really understand what that was. It was just like, that's the Moonies, and I didn't know what that meant. I
didn't know it was still around.
Yeah.
I just met it as an expression. I haven't heard it in years. The Moonies.
Yeah. Was that all, mostly on the East Coast or all over?
I think it was a cult. I don't remember.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was some kind of like, it was like a Korean church, like, and it was the Moon. Yeah, I don't know. They all lived together in this one house. And then a girl who was in my grade was a Mooney, and she got like an arranged marriage after high school, I think, to like another one. But I still don't.
The real thing that really has shocked me about this whole comment, and you have a great sense of humor because you even laughed about it, like, when he jerked off, he thought it was kind of funny and the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, like, again, you're not Mother Teresa.
I was a stripper before that.
You've seen the world by the balls. So
yeah.
I'm not judging you or anything. I love you to death.
Guys have jacked off in front of me before that, just friends. And I sat there and laughed with my girlfriend. Look at this fucking,
Yeah. But it's funny that you felt something. You felt cheated. You felt
Yeah.
dirty. You felt assaulted in a way. Like you felt it.
After that last time, the third time, I went back. I was crying in my car. I got back to my apartment. I was hysterically crying on my hands and knees on the floor of my apartment that day. Like it rocked me. And it wasn't only like that, it was like everything that happened leading up to that kind of thing. And then it was just like this thing that like changed in me. But it was for the best, again, because it's like I would not be working as hard as I was today if none of that happened.
Well, it just sped forward to show you what this town is about.
I believe everything happens for a reason, and it was time to start being dumb. I mean, like, I think I was like a bit of a dreamer in a way, like my head in the clouds, like, yes, I am from New York, I am street smart in a lot of ways, but I think I just had that whole thing of like moving to LA, and it's like, like city of dreams, city of hope, like kind of vibe. I think I was just like kind of an idiot, just like, wow, like maybe that's like how things happen. I don't know. I like, I feel like that's probably like an immigrant who moved to fucking New York back in the day, or like from Ellis Island or something, and was like, this is, and probably got some shit handed to them. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get what you're saying. Like I said, I didn't drink the Kool-Aid till 2005, 2004. Mm-hmm. I had been here 7 years. And I knew what it was. And then after I drank the Kool-Aid and came down from it, it was like it took me about a year to recover from it. Seriously. Mm-hmm. Like it took me a long time. That was the end of my drug use. Like once I came to terms with what this was, that was the end of my drug use. That was the end of living like a weird lifestyle. I settled down and I knew what I wanted, and I knew who I was going to avoid.
Yeah.
And who I wanted around me, There's people that come to this town with a dream and a scam. Mm. And there's people that come to this town with dream and work ethic. Mm-hmm. There's two different types of people that come to this town. And eventually you see the people who come here with a dream and a scam. Mm-hmm. It's a dream and a scam. It's every move they make is a scam to try to accomplish their dream, but it never does what the hard work does. Mm-hmm. It never. You might pass me by a little bit, but in the long run, it's a long run. It's a journey, it's a marathon, So that's what I always felt, that there's a lot of, like I told you before this, I love new meat.
New meat?
I love being
people.
I love being a comic and seeing new meat. Like when I was a comic, my third year, when you're doing comedy 3 years in one scene, whether it be Denver, Boston, Charlotte, Atlanta, now you're up there with the open micers. You're allowed to talk. You're allowed to sit at the table. And then young girls come in, like you. That's new meat. And they come in and they go up on stage and we all laugh at your jokes.
Because you want to fuck.
Right. You get a standing ovation. You know what I'm saying? The first night, oh my God, I didn't know. Is this funny? You're hilarious. Let me help you write. And all of a sudden,
yeah.
And that to me was like, and I probably did it myself. I don't, I can't, that's how you learn not to be creepy, is by being creepy and getting a reaction.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've went to Coffee Bean with a certain paid regular a couple of times in my first couple of years at the store because they thought I was funny and just wanted to help me a little bit. Yeah.
Right. I just want to help you.
Now I avoid that guy.
Right. No, so it's just, and that is even a bigger, like all that shit bothers me because when you do drugs, if you're hooking, if you're doing something that is on the other side of the fence, weird things are going to happen to you because you're on the other side of the fence. But when you really believe in this, whether it be stand-up, acting, writing, directing, and people fuck with your dreams, it hurts a little more.
Yeah.
Like that shit hurts a little more, so I'm happy that they threw that. I never liked Cosby anyway, so I could give a fuck about him. I could give a fuck about Harvey Weinstein and his scene and his movies and his people. I
Yeah.
don't like none of those people anyway. I don't give a fuck if they ever put me in one of their movies or not. I could care less, you know. But I'm happy that I studied it from a legal point of view. And I thought he was doing okay. He was doing the right steps. The more longer he took, the more witnesses would disappear. More time to discredit the girls. You know, I know that she ate apart Annabella Scoria because, wait a second, so he raped you, but then you came back to his party. You know, shit like that. That's Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
So he raped you, and you're going to come back to his party? You're from Jersey. I rape you. Next time you come to a party, shoot your 3 brothers with a stick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
get
yeah.
'em. So that's why she lost credibility. When you're an actress and all that shit, you kind of are going to lose credibility. And I'm sorry to say this, I have a daughter.
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard to prove a rape case. So fucking hard. Without, you know, even with the DNA, they could
Really?
they could mishandle the fucking shit in the lab. The guy didn't put a glove on. You don't fucking know. You know, look at the OJ trial. The guy took the blood home. Why would you take the fucking blood home with you? Do you usually take evidence home with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was getting late.
That's yeah.
You know. That's it. You walk out of the court crying, I shot a load. You got a ripped pair of pants. Everybody's happy. That's it. I mean, that's it. That's basically it. So I knew it would be an uphill battle, especially from years ago. Every conversation. It's money. How long can he last? He hired people and he fired them. That's an old stalling. Because the longer I take, the more you change your story. I'm going to keep sending investigators to your house. Tell us again about the night of August 4th. Did you have a red shirt? Well, when I asked you in September, you said you had a red shirt on. Well, fuck, how many times can I tell this story? That's what was good on your end. You told your story and you got out because that's what they're looking for, to trip you up.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean I went up there. I meant that his assistant...
Yeah, I didn't want to fucking talk to anyone else again. It was a one-time thing, and that was that. And then they just copy and paste it into every other fucking news source.
So you did good.
Yeah, I think it was just embarrassing because, you know, you read the thing on everyone and mine's like, Chelsea went back several times. But it's like, you know, I noticed a lot of big actors. It was like they went there one time in 1997. He pulled his dick out and they left immediately. I don't think so. They probably went back a couple times. Or if not, they probably, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to, I was just telling the truth about what happened with me. I feel like other people might have had a different experience, but I felt dumb in comparison. Like, ugh,
and that
does not look good.
And that was his rape playground with those film festivals, right?
I think I
what-
saw. I think Rose McGowan had something at, was it Sundance or something?
Right, like that was his.
But yeah,
thing.
well, he's like the king of the film festival. You know, like when you. I remember I think I saw him at Sundance and he was sitting behind a blocked off rope at a party and everyone trying to talk to him. At fucking Cannes, you know, he has the private table with all these like hot actors, and like the studio executive guy I was with was like, can you introduce me? Like, you know, before all that shit happened, like he was the fucking man, you know, like he was like the number one, like key to the kingdom guy for like so many people. So it's like,
you got to imagine how many girls came here. He did that to, and
Dude.
they left, and they're on to a new life.
yeah.
And then, you know,
Like it knocked them down completely? Or you
no,
mean
like they just took it like you did.
Yeah.
That was just another day in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, just another fucking Monday afternoon.
Yeah. I was like, all right, well, that's not happening again. So,
That's so fucking up.
yeah.
Well, I'm happy you got over it. I'm happy that fucking it happened. It happened for how fucking crazy is that?
Very
You're
bizarre.
here a week and you meet fucking.
It's too perfect the first week, you know? And it's like looking back, like, I don't know. I was just like, wow, like I have really good luck. Like it was from the most like sincere place, you know? It was just from like a hopeful, starry-eyed, like, you know, I'm sure that happened. I'm sure it was like, it's like designed that way. Because I trace it back to like, I'm sure the photographer dude and the fucking other producer guy, they're in like cahoots with all that. You know, it's like they're finding people off the fucking busload from Russia to like just, you know what I mean? Like it's like preying on like the new, the naive, the confused, I'm sure it's like a grooming process almost. It's crazy.
It really is. It's such a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But look at you now.
Hey.
You're a badass bitch.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're married.
Yeah. It's
no
like
more guys jerking off in front of you.
Dude, no. Yeah. I still let Stephen do it.
Yeah, but he's your husband.
I know. I'm
he's
kidding.
30
I'm kidding.
years old.
He's 40.
I'm talking about me being 57, just taking my dick out of the robe and just jerking off in front of a young girl.
That's crazy.
I would feel fucking horrible. Like, I would feel horrible.
It's mental illness.
When people tell me that they go get a hand job somewhere, like, I get furious. Like, really? Like, you're going to go through all that fucking trouble for a fucking hand job. All that shit drives me crazy. Louis C.K. lost everything.
Yeah.
Over a hand job. Because he jerked off in front of 2 girls.
Yeah.
In 2003 at the Aspen. Whatever. You know? I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, he went down fast.
And there was no trial for him. There was nothing.
It's interesting how certain people have and some people it's a much
he didn't
bigger.
rape anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
He just took his dick out or called you and breathed heavy on the phone.
Yeah.
There's no fucking law against that. That he can't breathe. It probably is.
Yeah.
You can't call somebody.
That's a scene in the movie Happiness. You see that movie? So good. Todd Solondz movie. The guy who did Welcome to the Dollhouse. It's really good. Philip Seymour Hoffman played that. He would call people in the phone booth. Out of the phone book and like jack off and breathe. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't want to see nobody jerking.
It's a good indie movie.
And no fucking phone booths and shit. What else you got going on now?
Just writing, stand up, husband. I'm a chill. I don't know. Just staying really busy.
Bobby giving you some work?
Yeah. Yeah, I go with him.
When are you going out again with him?
I don't know when I'm going out again with him.
What does he call you, like 3 days before?
He is the most last minute person
I'll call you 3
ever.
days before.
Yeah, so I'm just doing stuff in town, doing my showcase this week for Just for Laughs and Ice House and store. And
where's the showcase at Just for Laughs?
Where?
Yeah.
It's at the store this time, thank God.
Come on.
Yeah, in the first other 2 ones I did was like the fucking Improv Lab, which is the worst fucking room, West Side Comedy, which is an awkward room. I'm just so grateful this time it's at the fucking store.
Yeah, they finally for years they wouldn't step foot in the store.
Really?
For years, like not even as a personal. Nothing.
Oh, that's interesting.
So now we're the fucking club, so they gotta come see us.
Yeah, but part of me
we're
again.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, like with what we had talked about though, just like arranging my set to like please someone. Like I'm fucking over it. Like I'm gonna do me. If you fucking want it, cool. If not, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't know. It's just that whole thing of like me just wanting to do me with the material that I want to do and not trying to like impress someone else.
Well, the goal would be for you to go up there to do new faces.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's what it's for.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So you can't be too R-rated.
Yeah.
I want them to show me who you are and where your balls come from, but don't go over the top. This is a business.
It's half and half.
I'd rather you, what's that expression? I don't want you to win the war but lose the battle. Mm-hmm. You follow what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I do. I'll lighten it up.
Either they like you or they don't.
Yeah.
There's so when it comes to, and I love Just for Laughs. I never got invited. I was going to crash, and now they want me to go, but I can't go. I can't go to Canada. But it's so weird how Just for Laughs, there's so many different, you cannot get mad at them if they say no to you.
No, totally.
And I'll tell you why. Because it's like why I don't get the breakdowns anymore. I used to get the breakdowns.
Me too.
And I would fucking get ulcers because when your agent calls you and says, hey, a role came out you're perfect for, in reality, 4 roles came out that day. 4 roles came out that day. But the other 3 have something attached to them that you don't know. And unless you're with a good agent, they're not going to know. They're not going to call the casting director and say, Chelsea, what's the problem with this role for Bobby? Well, Bobby's good, but when the guy wrote it, he really wrote it for Bobby Lee. Mm-hmm. So I'll read your guy, but they're really going to make an offer to Bobby Lee. I'm not going to get Leo on.
Yeah.
Do you follow what I'm saying to you? There's agents that know that shit, and they're tight with the fuck. I had an agent one time. This is how good he was. He called the director and had him turn an extra role into a fucking paid acting role.
Wow.
And he put me in it. That's an agent.
That's a good agent.
They don't make those no more. He was on Ventura.
Whatever happened to him?
He got AIDS and moved to Germany to try to get the treatment, because I guess in Germany they have the better treatment for the AIDS or something. And I saw him a couple times at Marie T. He gave me his card. He's not in the business anymore. But till this day, that's why I know people are lazy. Because I had a great manager at one time. When I first got here, I had a manager that was probably the best person I've ever dealt with. You could call him within 10 minutes, he'd have an answer. He'd hunt that motherfucker down at lunch. You know what I'm saying? Where most people are like, we call, but they're not in the office. We left a message. This guy hunted you down, you know, and it just, they don't make them like that no more.
Yeah, that's
Sam Weissman was a director. The name of the movie was Dickie Roberts. It was a movie with David Spade where he plays this fucking crazy dude. And in the beginning, David Spade has to fight somebody. He has to fight Emmanuel Lewis or something like that. Bobby Slayton is the referee. Me and him hit all day. And I just walk out. It's like 4 big black guys and me in the front. And I think I got like 2 lines. So the agent talked to the director into making that a speaking role.
Wow.
So do you see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
You know there's people out here that jump on it, and you know there's people that don't jump on it. When it comes to breakdowns, you don't know all the variables. And for you, you don't know all the variables. You have a good manager, you know, you have Nicole, and she's got some clout, so I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll nail it, go up to Montreal.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Proud.
And if not, another thing coming.
And
that's better.
Something better will come.
Totally.
Hopefully, whatever else you got working out.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've been waiting for some stuff with some scripts. You know, I'll talk about it when it happens. But until
You're a
then.
hustling little bitch.
I work very hard. I work very hard, but I'm not going to, you know, run my mouth over something that hasn't happened yet.
No.
But I'm excited, and I'm excited to see what happens this year with some of that stuff.
It was fun working with you.
So much
You're
fun.
the last of the real Mohicans.
I got that VHS from McDonald's one time in a Happy Meal.
Which one?
The Last of the Mohicans. Isn't that weird?
That's a weird
It felt like a mistake. I was like, why is this in my Happy Meal? It was in the place of a toy. I think someone at McDonald's did it as a joke and gave it to like a kid. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
What could have been worse? They giving you a porn.
That's true.
That's true, huh?
Happy Meal.
You have a website?
ChelseaSkidmore.com. Podcast, The Chelsea Skidmore Show.
How many podcasts you do a week?
I do one a week.
Good.
Been going for 2 years. Sometimes I'll do 2 if, you know, and then but I release one a week.
All right. I'm happy you fucking came on.
Thank you so much.
You're a savage. And I want to wish you all luck in the world. You got all the tools. You're going to be a fucking animal.
Thank you.
It might not be tomorrow.
Might be Friday. No.
It might be Friday. I want to thank Chet. Don't forget, Friday night, Viva Las Vegas. Myself and Dean Delray at Treasure Island. 1 show, 1 night. We're out of there Saturday. I'm back Saturday at 11 o'clock in the fucking morning. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do nothing till March 27th. I'm at Santa Barbara at the Arlington Theater. So I'm going to announce some dates. I'm going to be kicking around New York for a couple of days. So that's what's going on right now. And that's not that easy. I'll see some of you motherfuckers Friday night in Vegas. I'll see the rest of you motherfuckers next Monday. Tip Top Magoo. It's a whole new month, a whole new set of rules. That's it. It's March, bitches. It was just Christmas 2 weeks ago. You were just jumping up and down for New Year's, and it's March, and you still haven't started your resolutions. So you better get your shit together, cocksucker. See you Monday mornings. The rest of you, I'll see you Friday night Treasure Island with my main man, Dean Del Rizzi. Kick this fucking Mule Lee.